For assurance and comfort in decision making when an organization or individual needs information, they inquire into that aspect that they need to get that information. Basically, we say they are carrying out due diligence. So when we are talking about due diligence, actually it's not limited to financial. It's just that generally in life, there is nothing we will do without finance into it. So due diligence is known in the world of finance more, and it connotes financial, but not necessarily. When an individual or a corporate organization needs information as regards the legal aspect of things, they conduct legal due diligence. That is one area of applicability of due diligence. Financial due diligence too can be conducted, especially if we want to buy or sell an organization. You know that an organization is a commodity too in the market. We call it merger, acquisition, and so many other things. So when an organization acquires another organization, due diligence needs to be carried out. I'm going to compress these things so that it will not be too long and condense critical information. So we can have financial diligence, we can have legal diligence, we can have taxation diligence, we can have operational diligence, we can have IP diligence, which is intellectual property diligence. This one is not too common, but it is important when to carry it out when necessary. We have commercial diligence, we have information technology IT diligence, we have also HR due diligence, we have regulatory diligence, we have environmental diligence, among so many other aspects and areas that due diligence can be conducted. So simply it's all about gathering information, relevant information for what we need it for, so that we can have assurance and be comforted in whatsoever we want to carry out, because money is going to be involved. Before I go on to what due diligence is not, we would love that you subscribe to GJAMES Associate channel by liking this video first of all by reason of algorithm, YouTube algorithm, then click the bell as all notification. So anytime we upload new video, you are going to be notified first of all. Then share it. Tell others, tell friends that needs this information that is online. Let them go there and get it. And by so doing, you are encouraging us. So, what due diligence is not? Due diligence is not an audit. Many people think that it's an audit. Due diligence is not an audit. Due diligence is, of course, a review engagement which falls under other audit engagement. Other audit related engagement is a review engagement, is not an audit. Due diligence too, among so many other review and other assurance or other related audit services which an auditor or an accountant, a chartered accountant, can do, is compilation. It's agreed upon procedure. But this particular due diligence we are talking about falls under review of information or review of data. And when we are talking about review of data or review generally too, we can equally divide it into two parts. We can divide it into attestation and we can into direct reporting. So due diligence actually is not an attestation engagement. For those of us from the technical side, I'm still going to go into layman too as we are rounding off on this topic. It is a direct reporting engagement and not an attestation. When we are talking about an attestation, we are talking about an engagement in which you may not need to even write a report, and also you don't need to express your opinion. You may not even need to write anything in attestation, of course, depending on what you and the client agreed on. But when we are talking about direct reporting, especially due diligence, a professional will need to put something down, and apart from that, you may need to let them know whether to go on, maybe like advisory services. So that is due diligence. So it falls under the category of review. It's not an attestation. It is not an audit. It is a review, and it is a direct reporting engagement. We are analyzing all this and letting us know so that if peradventure in the exams, we will be able to marshal our points clearly and without ambiguity. So we've made mention of some areas of due diligence, and those areas now we can agree on one thing now, that if these are some of the areas, there are actually more. But if these are some of the areas, it connotes that due diligence is not a word or a service in the financial service industry alone. It simply means that anyone can need the service for due diligence, can engage any professional for due diligence. It simply means inquiry, gathering of information for a purpose. If we are gathering an information or information around tax, we will say we are conducting tax due diligence. If we are embarking on gathering of information as it relates to information technology, and this too is a bit common, information technology due diligence, we will say we are carrying out due diligence on information technology. So that does not relate to finance, even though at the end of the day, everything will still be financial. We have financial implication, but nevertheless, we have financial due diligence as a type or area of applicability of due diligence. Gbenga Olatunji FCA has been speaking. For those that are joining us for the first time, like, click, subscribe, and share to others. Don't forget to comment, especially if the 10 areas that are mentioned now, you will want more clarification. Some of us that are already part of our community we know some of these, but if you want us to elaborate more on any area of applicability, please mention it in the comments. And if I could see that the comment for a particular area is more, we can expatiate more on it. If not, we move on, because as you know, we have a lot of area of coverage of our syllabus, and like I've promised us on GJAMES Associate channel, every level of accountancy is going to be on this platform by the grace of God. And also, it doesn't really matter the nation we are, it doesn't really matter the continent. If it is chartered accountancy profession, all their syllabi now, that is English for you, all the syllabi, they are going to be on this platform. Of course, it can take a while, and that's why we want you to join us by subscribing, so that we can reach the landmark of 10,000 subscribers. And you are encouraging us. You are encouraging us. I would like you to encourage us in this regard. And it's simple. It's something you can do for us. From GJAMES Associate channel, Gbenga Olatunji, we are value to life. We are value to your businesses. A quick recap. We can have financial due diligence. We can have legal due diligence. We can have tax due diligence, we can have operational due diligence, we can have intellectual due diligence, that is intellectual property due diligence, we can have information technology due diligence, we can have commercial due diligence, we can have HR, human resources due diligence, we can have regulatory, that is the aspect of your regulation in your industry, due diligence as regards it, we call it a regulatory due diligence. We can have, among so many others, environmental due diligence.